There is a video that came across my feed that I was interested in that I wanted to watch. And I don't really know anything about him. I know he's very popular, but I'm curious and I want to hear what he has to say.
First things first, before I cannonball into the spaghetti and meatballs of today's topic, I'd like to let you all know I've been actively working on my Mickey Mouse impression, so please let me know your thoughts. Pluto! So, with that out of the way, I'm going to show you all of my analytics from my lifetime of being on YouTube and almost a decade of being on Twitch. Now, the reason for this is a week ago I made a video called I'm Turning It Off, and in that video I'm explaining why I'm disabling any and all means of people having the ability to donate money to me. No more super chats, no more YouTube memberships, for all intents and purposes, no more bits on Twitch. I say all intents and purposes because you can't actually fully disable that on Twitch. Once you start streaming on there, you're fucking shackled to the bits ecosystem. It cannot be turned off. So I made the minimum so high that no one can pay it, hopefully, and actively discouraging people from subbing on Twitch as well. Any and all avenues where people could just give me clams, I am just putting the kibosh on. I should have done this a long time ago, but better late than never. Might as well get the farty sharded now. The reason is super simple. I would much rather you keep your money. Use it for yourself or use it for things you deem important, whether it's charitable causes or what have you. But just stop forking it over to me. Now, since posting that video, there's been a lot of questions and even somewhat of a pushback from other streamers about how, like, this sets a bad precedent where it, like, starts to shame other streamers if they don't follow my footsteps here. Let me be clear. I'm not trying to make a rallying cry here. I'm not your dad. You do what you want with your own streams. Keep donations and subs on out the wazoo forever. I don't care. That's your prerogative. This was just my own personal decision. Obviously, that wasn't like the most prevalent take or anything, but it is a conversation I saw stirring about after I posted that video, because there are some streamers that believe that normal people having the ability to give them money helps them feel included in the community, part of the crew, part of the ship, and it's like integral to the streaming experience to be able to like sub and donate and things like that. I've never really shared that perspective. I've always viewed streaming as content that you are providing to viewers for free, and if someone's nice enough to toss you a doubloon, you tip your fedora saying, "Holly jolly, thanks for the Reddit gold, kind stranger," and move on. But it's not an obligation, and no one should feel like they need to be able to give you money to be included in the community. That feels very parasocial to me, but that's just my own view on it. But what I will tell you, breaking the magician's code here, there is no top streamer that needs your financial support to put food on the table or continue providing those streams for you. Also, the bulk of a streamer's income comes from ads in the first place. Anyway, though, I think this stems from people just not really knowing how much money a top streamer can make on Twitch, for example. So let me show you my analytics from my lifetime on Twitch. Now, Twitch analytics are a little wonky here on the back end, so I wasn't able to just set the date range from 2017 to 2025 because it would just freeze. It would just have a conniption. I bet the Twitch HQ, a server just fucking caught flame with me trying to do that, so I had to break it up into chunks. So in 2017 is when I really started like actually streaming on Twitch. I had dabbled in 2016, but it wasn't until 2017 where I got like partnered and everything. So from 2017 to 2019, I made $55,500 for those 2 years. And I wasn't full-time streaming at this point or anything. It was just a bit of goofing around, having some fun, and it brought in $55,500. From 2019 to 2021 is when I took it a lot more seriously, as you can see. My time streamed went from 600 hours on the 2 years to 3,600 hours, and I made $1.2 million for those 2 years.
1.2 million? 2 years time of just streaming. Holy shit. 2 years, 1.2 mil. Let's quickly check where I'm at in the conversation. Let's see. We got 18 cents. But hold on. That's only the last 28 days. Let's do all time. it's been 4 years. Wow. $34! Let's go! Now, granted, obviously, I do not do the viewership that he obviously does, but and this is not to criticize at all. Mine is this way because, as you can see, listening to music, everything is copyright, and I make no money because ineligible, 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 and rightfully so. The artist should make the money off their own music. I believe it should be that way. Even for this React video, I believe in the future that reaction videos should have a revenue share. Like if I'm reacting to somebody else's content, I shouldn't make money, all the money from that and take it from that person. It should be a share, kind of like right here, sharing revenue because, you know, yes, it is fair use, but you're still relying on somebody else's content. That's a conversation for a whole nother day. The point is that $1.2 million to do what I'm doing, to stream, to just talk to people, to be entertaining, to do something that you love. No hate, no criticism whatsoever, but that is the dream, right? It's not the only reason people do it. Obviously, I don't sit here and say if I don't make 1.2 milli this year, I'm quitting. I don't do it for the money, but at the same time, when you buy a lottery ticket, you kind of hope it wins. You do. You don't buy a lottery ticket hoping you don't win anything. And as much as I love doing this, as much as I will always try to do this, this is a big deal. Because this means you can keep doing it. This means you don't have to worry about getting a job. You don't have to worry about paying your bills. Like this, you go to work expecting to get paid, all right? Like I love what I do, but I want it to be my career for the rest of my life, right? Like that's life-changing. That is life-changing. Has anybody out there made close to this in the last 2 years? I'm curious. Working 9 to 5, sweating your ass off, working when you're sick, working when you don't feel like it, putting up with bosses, putting up with coworkers, all the stuff that comes with it. Have you made close to that in 2 years? I haven't. I've made $34. No, I'm kidding. But good for him. Good for him. But also, that's the dream. I'm going to play the rest of the video, but I want to talk about this because this is very, very, very important for everybody. Anybody who turns on a stream or who makes content, if you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, wherever you are, you do it hopefully because you love it, but also hopefully it becomes your career, right? Right?
And this was before my Twitch contract, so the only ads that were running on my stream were like the pre-roll ads, the ones that Twitch would insert themselves. So this was still without ads, by the way. $1.2 million, almost 1.3. Then I got a Twitch contract which necessitated a certain amount of ads, 3 minutes of ad time per hour. And from 2021 to basically 2025, I made $4.1 million. And to those astute observers amongst you with those keen peepers, you might notice that my subscriptions are less than half of what they were for the previous 2-year period. So even though I have a...
Holy shit! Holy shit! What am I doing wrong? And here's the biggest thing with this, okay? He talked about ads, right? This is Twitch paying him. Okay? And his whole point seems to be like, you don't need to donate money to him because he's already getting paid from ads. I try to tell people all the time, the most important thing you can do is watch, like, comment, share. Because people can earn money without you donating. You can help them grow without giving them a cent. All you have to do is literally just give them views. Views matter. Watching ads matters. You can support, whether it's me, whether it's somebody else, you can help support them and help them grow and help them, pay their bills and get income and all that kind of stuff just by watching. It's the most important thing you can do. That's always been my goal, is to make stuff that people love watching enough to where even if nobody donates at all, ever, then the income is still coming in just from the views, just from the ads, just from YouTube, just from Twitch, just from wherever. Like, that is the goal. And whether it's me or somebody else, please, if you hear one message, please, like, if you want to support somebody, obviously donate if you want. But watch their stuff. Watch their stuff. Watch it multiple times. Leave a comment. Share it. Sharing it is probably the biggest and best thing you can possibly do. The algorithms, like, they blow their load when you do that. They love it. They love it. Share it.
180,000 less subs across these 3 years than I did for the previous 2, I still made significantly more. And that is because of ads. Ads are the breadbasket to streamers. That is the jelly to the peanut butter sandwich that is streaming. And keep in mind, these numbers here, the 4.1, the 1.2, those don't even include brand deals or sponsorships. And I didn't have any like ancillary donations, but a lot of streamers do through like Streamlabs for like text-to-speech, stuff like that. So that doesn't include any of those other means of making money through the medium. This is solely through just Twitch itself. And I think something important to mention, contrary to popular belief, I am not a top streamer. I am also not even a full-time streamer, and I haven't been for over a year and a half. So my 2025 earnings, I didn't really put them here. It's about 100K. So another thing to add to the total here. But I'm not even a full-time streamer anymore, and I haven't been a top 20 streamer probably since the fucking Among Us boom. Back in the prehistoric internet age now. Like, the Among Us era is the only time where I broached like the top 20. I've not been in that ball game for a while, and yet this is still a crazy amount of money. Where there is no reason I should be taking money from just normal people working normal, everyday jobs. It just doesn't feel right to me.
Good for him.
Streaming is the easiest job there is. Hot take, I know, sorry, that was a blistering, scalding magma that I just spewed out there, but it is just the truth. I sit in swamp ass for a few hours every day, well, at least I used to when I was a full-time streamer, playing games, or just yapping. Now compare that Weenie Hut Jr. routine to a normal person who is actually working their ass off every single day in a 9-to-5 environment, grinding in the hopes of chasing the American dream. And then they'll come home, maybe turn on my stream and donate a couple of dollars to me. And it just doesn't sit right with me taking that kind of money, given what I've made from all of this. And I really should have just stopped this a long time ago, especially considering this is just the Twitch side of things. I told you, I'm going to show you my YouTube earnings. So be ready, because here it is! Huge fucking number, an unfathomable amount of money. From starting this channel...
Holy shit! Holy shit! $36 million from posting videos. I'm gonna go cry. I'll be right back. that like I'm speechless. Like I don't even know what to say. $36 million. I do the same thing. I'm not on that level, obviously, but like it's not about the number. The number is huge. The number is absolutely massive. The number is absolutely mind blowing, staggering to even think about. The point is, we're talking life changing income for people that do this. This is why content creation has been booming. It's why schools now have like esports classes. Kids want to be content creators. Everybody's trying to get famous. Everybody's trying to get popular. This is why. This is why. There's so many people that would like do anything for this. The reason why social media is such a cesspool, but that's a whole nother issue for a different day. This is absolutely crazy, and this is a wake up call for me. I don't want this to seem like it's all about the money, but like I said before, like when you do something, when you're passionate about something, when you do the thing that you love, all you want is to be able to continue doing that thing that you love, right? And for me, streaming content creation, I feel like I'm made to do that. I am the best at this in my life. You know, like out of all the things I could pick to do that I would be good at, this is it. This doesn't come to everybody. First of all, this is not like freely given out. You have to earn this basically. You have to grow. You have to do a lot of things right. This isn't like anybody can do this. Obviously, a lot of people are, but even though he wants to say he's not the top streamers, he's in a 1% category because out of the millions of people that are streaming right now, out of the millions of people that are on Instagram, out of the millions of people that are on TikTok, out of the millions of people that are on YouTube, hoping for this, only a very, very, very small 1% come anywhere close to that. It is the easiest thing to do. It is the hardest thing to be successful at. I'll finish his sentence, okay? Streaming content creation, easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Growing, becoming successful, hardest thing. It's kind of like a lottery. There's no guarantees. You can put out the best content. You could be the funniest person. You could be the most entertaining. You could be the smartest. You could be the best looking. You could have the biggest set of knockers. Well, scratch that one. Sorry, scratch that one. That doesn't apply. You could be the best. You could be great. People could love you. You could make the best videos. You could make the best content. Nobody would ever find you to watch your videos. No one would ever find you to watch your streams. No one ever comes across because it's just, you're buried with all the other millions of people trying to do the same exact thing. It's very eye-opening that this is the potential that's out there. Like this is attainable. This is not like this is coming from YouTube. Again, Google is giving him money. It's not a person, right? Like I need to stress this. This money, $36 million, is just from people hitting play. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's mind-boggling. It's just views. It's just ads. It costs you nothing. It costs the people watching nothing. It's almost like free money. All it costs is somebody being interested enough and supportive enough to click play and watch and let the ads play.
From starting this channel in 2007 all the way until today, I have made $35.8 million. I never even imagined that amount of money was possible to earn without just being born rich. I have said from day one, I got incredibly lucky. I will never be able to put into words just how lucky I got with all of this shit here. I'm not special. I got lucky. I have always said that, and I still believe that to this day. Now, something I saw a lot of people asking after the video I made about turning off all the
Ads.
donation stuff is how
Ads.
much money I'm leaving on the table.
Ads.
And while it's kind of hard to show it on
Ads.
Twitch considering both subs and bits are technically still on, even though I discourage both and have bits at a point where I don't think it's even possible to use them, I still can't get like a hard number on what's like gone now or anything like that. But on YouTube, I can show you directly. So with memberships and supers slash gifts, I made over $1 million. Keep in mind, I've only had those things enabled for about a year. That was $1 million in a year from just normal people donating it to me.
I have to be smarter with what I do. I can't just post content that doesn't make money. I have to start being better at the things that I make, the way I behave, the things that I post, and I have to be better. I have to be better so that I can grow, so that this channel can grow, so that other channels that I have can grow, so that I can start generating enough income to where I can continue to do it. Because I love it, and I think I'm good at it, and I think people like what I do. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And I've got a lot of ideas that I want to do. I've got a vision. I've got plans. I've got even like making a fraction of that money, you know, the different things that you can accomplish with that. This is eye-opening for me. I want to start branching off into areas that have a higher potential to generate views, generate ad revenue, all that kind of stuff. I have a TikTok, I have an Instagram, I have a YouTube, I have a Twitch, but I haven't been taking advantage of those things and growing them the way I should be, the way I could be, the way I know I can. Does that make sense? And so this is very important for me because this is opening a door to growth. I hope if you like what I do, I hope if you enjoy it, that you want to be a part of it, not just the journey, but you want to help make it happen. And if you want to know how you can help make it happen, watch. The word is right here. Watch. Just click play. Click like, leave a comment, share it. It's free. It is free.
So with memberships and supers slash gifts, I made over $1 million. Keep in mind, I've only had those things enabled for about a year. That was $1 million in a year from just normal people donating it to me. Again, that just doesn't fucking sit right with me. Now I know there are plenty of streamers and YouTubers that have significantly more money than me and have subs and donations on and whatever. I don't care. Like I said, this is not me trying to lead some kind of revolution here where all of them turn it off. It's their choice to make. I wanted to explain fully why I don't want normal people just giving me their money anymore at all. Also, to be honest, I think just full goatseeing, showing how much streaming slash YouTubing can make, just showing you the full, unedited, raw numbers is probably helpful for normal people so they can see how much money is in this space, because I think there's often so many question marks from people wondering how much does a streamer or YouTuber make? They'll either say like they're making billions of dollars or they're making nothing. There's never like an in-between because there's never any like really hard numbers to look at. So I think something like this can be helpful for that, especially because over the years I've noticed there's been a multitude of creators that have come out and tried to like underplay how well off they are financially because they believe it could be somewhat of a brand risk where if they are perceived as being someone that's very rich, well, maybe their audience wouldn't like them as much because they're no longer relatable. It's just something I've seen here and there over the years from a bunch of different creators, and I just find it a bit disingenuous. So hopefully something like this can help show that if someone is in like the top sphere of YouTube or Twitch, They are very, very well off financially. Anyway, though, if you add both of these numbers up, I've made a total of $41.3 million. But that's not to say that's what I have. Now, I do live in Florida, which means there is no individual income tax. Big time Florida W right there. And I know, I'm big time gushing grannies, Florida glazer. I've lived here my whole life, and that is something very nice about it. But it's not to say that the tax man comes in gentle with the lube. He still goes whole hog raw. It is still brutal when the tax man comes a knocking. He'll blow up your guts. And that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. Obviously, a good chunk instantly goes to taxes. There's also like salaries for the people that I pay on my team, other expenses, and also for the first 4 to 5 years of me earning money through my YouTube channel, I donated every single dollar to charity. So while I may have earned $41 million over the course of my time online, I don't have nearly that much. But I still have more money than I will ever know what to fully do with. And I actually thought it would be kind of fun to go through like a deep dive on what it looks like. You know, taxes, expenses, all that kind of thing to see how it all breaks down. But maybe that's a topic best left for a different video. So for now, I'll probably just conclude it here. Hopefully this was insightful. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.
Holy, there are different tiers when it comes to content creation and streaming and all of that, right? So like a smaller channel, it's all based on viewership, right? If you look on Twitch right now and you just go to any category, you're going to see that the people who are at the top, right? The most popular are at the top, which makes it harder to find less popular people, right? And normal user behavior for the internet is you don't scroll. Smaller amounts of people do that, but Google search results, you need to be at the top of the search results. YouTube search results, you need to be at the top of the search results. The further down you are, the harder it is to be seen, the harder it is to grow, the harder it is to get views, all that kind of stuff. So it's like the popular keep getting popular. I think Twitch has kind of been a little bit better about this with their front page and recommending things off to the side. But the reality is the popular people get the views and then they keep getting the views and then they jump to a different game, a new game or whatever, and they get the views because they're popular, and the popularity breeds more popularity and more popularity and more views and more views and more views, and it stacks and it stacks and it stacks, right? The people that are not big, the people that have a smaller dedicated viewership or whatever, they can't afford to turn off that kind of stuff. They rely on that, right? Because if you're only getting a couple hundred views on a video, or if you're only getting a couple thousand views on a video or something like that, you're not making much. So the smaller people, the bigger streamers, yeah, they get millions and millions and millions. The smaller people, they probably still have jobs. They probably still have careers. They're probably trying to juggle it with life and everything else going on. They're probably trying to make it work. They're probably passionate about it, love it, but are stressed to find the time and to put the effort that they need to into it because all life is pulling them in 1,000 different directions. And so anything and everything with them helps them continue to do it. You can't, like, as a smaller content creator, you're not making anything from ads. As I said, like, a lot of my content is copyright right now. I don't want to stop. I love listening to music. I'm going to continue to listen to music, but I'm not going to make any money off of it, right? So I want to start doing things. I want to grow the channel beyond just listening and reacting to music. There's ideas of things that I want to do, skits, topics, podcasts, all sorts of different things. So this channel is going to evolve over time. The music is still going to be a piece of it, but I would like to react to other things. I would like to post other things. So you're going to see a little bit more variety. And I really, really hope that, like I said, if you like what I do, if you support what I do, if you want what I do to continue and to grow, then the best thing you can do is watch. The best thing you can do is like, comment, share, all those things. It's free and it helps. And I'm really hoping that this channel, I mean, look, I know it's not as big as what he did, but in 4 years, this channel has gotten 500,000 views. 500,000 views. 500,000 views. $35. And I don't regret it. I love it. Well, I love it. Absolutely have no intention of stopping. This is what I love to do. This is what I'm good at. But I want to do it better, and I want to grow, and I want to get to that place where this means I don't have to worry about next month. Does that make sense?